Last time on the 10 Frame Theater, our good friend and horror girl Lilac from LilacAnimeReviews stopped by to celebrate Halloween with Cowboy Bebop the movie.
And then I mentioned I had not seen the Bebop movie. Then Noah jumps in on the conversation and decides, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stream it tonight. We're gonna have your first reactionary commentary. I'm like, okay, only on the condition that you and Art can join me on it, because I don't want to be by myself. So, here we are.
You really should be sitting on the counter like that.
Same ingredients. It's the stew mix.
It looks a little too comfortable to be robbing a store.
There we go. Imagine if the national anthem, America's national anthem, could be written by a Japanese woman.
That'd be amazing. All praise Yoko Kanno.
There's nothing up ahead.
Well,
and done. Game over, buddy.
And you know the sad thing is that security guard had just 2 days left before retirement. I'm gonna get tired of that. Everyone died.
Just like that tanker. Shave your scrub off, you nugget.
The entire thing. It's not for the money. It's not for the shot girl. It's all for a good shave. I'm gonna take this razor and I'm gonna. You want to know how I got these scars? They are right, Rob. Gurr is the best character in Vader Zim.
Love Gurr.
That was so accurate.
It is. I haven't seen the show in forever.
What does the G stand for?
I don't know. I want to be a mongoose. Can you be a mongoose?
Hey, Alec.
And he did. And he was only 2 days away from retiring. He had literally just retired. That's actually.
He had just come from his last paycheck.
Because we didn't fill up our action quota for this film?
Alright, say it with me, everyone. Highway to the
Danger zone! Danger zone! The retirements are being handed out all over the place.
Not that kind of rain, thanks. Make it rain! Make it rain, babe, make it rain. I'm out of $1 bills, but... make it rain. Oh my god, yes, splash that water, bitch. Oh yes. Maybe Macy's got so strapped for cash that they have to hold 2 parades every year. One for Thanksgiving and one for Halloween.
Why stop there? Do a Christmas one, do an Easter one.
St. Patrick's
Valentine's Day.
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day,
4th of July.
I don't know.
It was all a dream.
We have to go deeper.
Spooky.
And now, on to a special edition of Cartoon News. Well, maybe this will give you something to be less bored about then.
Hooray!
Yeah, hooray! We'll give you something new to be a part of.
Yay! And then I can just sleep in tonight.
Exactly. And tomorrow's Halloween though, so you can't be entirely asleep.
Well, I'm not like I'm doing anything special for Halloween, so.
You're not gonna dress up? You're gonna go trick-or-treating?
No. I don't even have a lot of money to get myself a costume, okay? Or even make one at that.
Cosplay. Put it together, you go through the... What is it? I think it's called, closet. You get together all of the stuff that you have left over, and you put it together, and you call it a costume.
I only have a lot that you can turn into something workable.
Okay. Or you could be like me and take a shirt, cut it up, and call it an Aladdin cosplay.
There you go.
That's what I did. I went to the store and I went to the Salvation Army. I got a purple shirt that was the color I needed, and I cut it to look like an Aladdin costume. So that is my costume.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get started, shall we?
Speed run. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Let's do. Okay. All right. Put a box and write a character's name on it. That works too. So are we running here? Are we running? We run it. Okay. So Thank you, Lilac, for joining us here for what is the impromptu nights, 2 a.m. We should all be in bed now, but we're not going to.
We should all be asleep, but
Yeah.
Because we're such wonderful adults and so responsible.
Absolutely, the responsibility is just overflowing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, cartoon news, basically covering over the things that have happened in cartoons for the past week. And we try to have a theme to tie it all together. So this week's theme is, since we're coming up on Halloween, we have scary things that have happened in the news of cartoons. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
It's them spooks.
It is so scary. Like, alright, let's start out with our first story here. I'll pull it up on the screen really quickly. Our first story is involving our favorite guy. He's back. All of you who grew up in the 90s remember the guy Hiam Saban. He's the Power Rangers guy. He's the Fox dubbing guy. He's the guy who basically started bringing shows over to America, like televised versions of them. He's gonna start making his own movies.
That's a scary plot.
Okay, to be fair, basically, there was a new production company being started up. It's going to be Saban working together with Chris Columbus. Yes, that Chris Columbus, the guy who directed Harry Potter and Mrs. Doubtfire and the Rent movie adaptation. Like, that Chris Columbus guy.
Oh, that makes me giggle.
Yeah, this guy right here, the Chris Columbus. Basically, they're going to start making movies in 2017. This new company, which is going to be work with Hiam Saban, Chris Columbus, Jeremy Zag, and Michael Barnathan. Now, their plan is to make one CGI movie and one live-action movie with CGI implementations to it every year starting in 2017. And they've got, they want to grab merchandising by the balls. They want to, make franchises and make all of the toy money, just make a giant Scrooge McDuck money bin, go swimming in the money.
So we're going back to 80s Hasbro cartoons.
Exactly. It's basically gonna be like that, except hopefully good.
Hopefully, keyword.
Hopefully good. They've got one project in development right now. It's going to be a film called Melody, but we don't really know anything about it right now, just that it's going to exist. So, I guess the good thing about this is that the more that animation becomes more mainstream, more people get into the business, so we have a wider chance of more good things happening. The more players that come into the game, the better chance that we'll get something good out of it. Don't really know how this is gonna work, though. This seems like a giant money maker. This does not seem like people who were driven by artistic desire. This is, we want to make a buck, we want to keep the Saban empire going. Good for them, I guess.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that if that interests you in the least. Or if you're...
Again, keyword. Hopefully.
I'm being hopefully optimistic here. If you're someone like me and you hope that people use the animation industry for good. Use your cartoon powers for good. Well, here is good. Here, our second story is good. All of you no longer have televisions anymore. Every single one of you people do not have televisions anymore. You don't, especially you don't. You don't have a TV, right, Lilac?
Unfortunately, no.
I don't either. I don't have cable or anything like that. That's okay, because the gods of Hulu fill the void for us. So our next story...
Hulu does fill the void of it, yes.
They do, and especially here, if you love Nickelodeon cartoons, you're gonna love Hulu right now, because they have expanded their deal with Viacom. So Viacom is the parent company that predominantly owns Nickelodeon, a couple other conglomerates, and Hulu has decided, Viacom, you're okay, so let's keep this deal going. Your shows can stay on our platform for a few more years.
Oh, that's good.
That is good. It is good, especially for Nickelodeon lovers, because it means that we'll be getting some of their older shows on Hulu coming up soon. The ones that they kind of highlighted were TMNT, SpongeBob, okay, those are kind of a given, but also we'll be getting stuff like Invader Zim, The Ren and Stimpy Show, and Hey Arnold coming to Hulu soon.
Excitement now.
Yes, excitement.
I heard Invader Zim and I was like, yes!
Yeah. I mean, because they don't show that show at all anymore on TV, and especially if you don't own a television like you or I, there's no point in having that, because now it's all on Hulu, or you could buy the DVD, or you could just watch it on Hulu.
Or there's also Netflix. I think, last I knew Invader Zim was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it still is.
It probably is. I
know like Hey Arnold is not, neither is Ren and Stimpy, but...
It probably isn't. I lacketh the Netflix. One thing that I probably should invest in, because it's only like it's only $15 a month, isn't it?
No, for like online streaming, it's like $7 or $8 a month.
Oh.
It's if you do, it's two different packages. It's either you can do just streaming online, or you can do like streaming, but also like have DVDs sent to your house. That is what costs more.
I don't like renting DVDs. If I'm gonna get the DVD, I'd rather just keep it.
Right.
And according to Rob...
With Netflix, you can hang on to the DVD as long as you freaking want, but then send it back, and they send you the next one in their queue, so...
No, if they send me a DVD, they're never getting it back.
It's like it never goes back, it stays forever!
No. According to Rob, actually, Viacom took all their stuff off of Netflix, so I guess this is what they're transferring over to. Like, goodbye Netflix, hello Hulu.
Did not know that. That would do it.
They're all streaming sites. Again, television's kind of dying, so it's a good thing that we're getting the shift over to the streaming sites. I theorize that physical DVDs would be like a thing of the past coming up in the next decade or so, and it looks like we're pretty much shifting all the way to just digital platforms. Right,
because if I remember right, HBO, they're going to test the waters with having their own streaming services too now, if I remember right.
I believe it. I mean, the home box office channel doesn't really work anymore.
Not really.
No. Well, speaking of things that don't work, well, actually, no, this works. This is a segue. We got a story about, well, it's an update. Christmas is coming!
No kidding.
Yes.
I couldn't tell already.
Oh, have they already got the advertisements and the commercials and everything in your town?
Oh, I've been, like, whenever going into stores, seeing everything getting set for Christmas already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't run into Christmas music yet, but I feel like I will very soon.
I have my iPod on shuffle, or the music on my phone on shuffle, and there are a couple Christmas albums in there, so every couple dozen songs I get a Christmas song. So I'm conditioning myself to get used to it ahead of time.
That's good.
So the reason I bring up the Christmas is because we are getting a Christmas special based on Elf. Yeah, the Will Ferrell movie is getting an animated Christmas special coming up this holiday season.
Interesting.
It is. I don't know if you can tell by looking at the style here, but this is the same animation company that made the SpongeBob Christmas special, not the CGI, the stop-motion one that came out 2 years ago, I think it was. So, if you like that one, well, even if you didn't like SpongeBob, they've got a really Rankin-Bassian animation style. Like, they took the classic Rankin-Bass stop-motion, Rudolph, Frosty, Little Drummer, Santa, Christmas, Miser stuff, and they basically made it their own. So
okay, so basically like the old kind of Christmas special style thing.
Yes, very much so. And they're using it to make an Elf Christmas special. Yay, I guess.
We'll see. Question mark
on that. I guess the only thing to note is that the character of Elf is not going to be voiced by Will Ferrell this time. He's actually going to be voiced by Jim Parsons. Yes, Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, who has been doing quite a bit of voice work, actually. He has, yeah. Yeah, he's coming up in a new movie for DreamWorks called Home as, the alien.
Yeah, it's the one with him and Rihanna, if I remember right.
That's the one, yep.
Yep.
So and it makes sense too, because if you've heard his performance, it is a voice that would lend itself well to animation. Not just a cartoonish voice. It is acting chops with a distinct voice, which is what we like to hear. So, coming to NBC, Christmas 2014. Specifically, it's coming on December 16th at 8 p.m.
Woohoo!
I'll try to show enthusiasm there, but yeah, the Christmas specials aren't dead yet. But
we'll see? Question mark.
As long as there is a Christmas, there will be Christmas specials.
Of course. ABC still has it putting out his Christmas. Come on now.
That's never going away. Never going away.
Nope.
No. Speaking of things that are never going away.
Uh-oh.
No, this one's not so bad. This one's not so bad, actually. This is as a progress update. The Lego movie that came out this year was highly lucrative, like highly successful, wonderful amount of both critical and financial praise. So of course we're getting more Lego movies. We already talked about this, about how there's 3 Lego movies already in the working process here, and now we kind of know where they're going to be made at. Specifically, it is going to be made in Australia. Specifically, the company Animal Logic is going to be helming the production of the Ninjatsu Lego movie. I can never pronounce that right. The Lego Batman movie and the Lego Movie 2. Yeah, this is going to be pretty much a verification that yes, this is happening, and also that we are not going to be seeing this produced in America, which is not a problem because the Lego movie was not actually made like in the Hollywood system. It was not like a DreamWorks or a Disney film where they're like focus grouped and like polished to death. Like, they actually were allowed to make this movie away from the Hollywood studio in order to make it, more unique, more vibrant, make it the success that it was. So, making it in Australia, not a bad thing at all. Not a bad thing at all. Like, who doesn't want to see another Lego movie?
Everything is awesome!
And everyone's, everything is harmony.
Here's the sad part, I still haven't seen the Lego movie and I know what that is.
Oh. Well, we know what we're watching next week. We're gonna make you watch the Lego movie.
If I don't forget.
I actually don't have a copy of it. I did not see the Lego movie in theaters. The only way I was able to see it originally was because I have Jenny, my wonderful wife, who has younger cousins who really wanted me to watch it, so they fought the rest of the family to put it on the TV for everyone to watch so I could watch it.
Nice.
It was. I had to thank them a lot. It's like, you guys don't know how awesome you are. You guys are awesome. So we got those movies coming out. We already knew that it was a thing because if it makes a lot of money, we will get sequels. Like, I'm surprised they haven't made a sequel to, I don't know, Romeo and Juliet yet. It would be
How can you make a sequel to?
It would be, I guess you could like make it of like they secretly had twin children before their tragic death, even though they only knew each other for like 3 days, and they were actually named not Romeo and Juliet, but their kids are named, what's the female version of Romeo? Romette and Julio. Romette and Julio, the tragic sequel to Romeo and Juliet.
My theater brain is not comprehending this right now.
Good. Let's not
have this be a thing.
That means
or else I would probably freak out.
Further down the line, I will greenlight this when you can't stop me.
You will not only piss me off, but you will probably piss off a lot of theater people if that were to happen.
Hey, I'm a theater person too. I'm not looking to piss anyone off. I just want to make money.
Okay, that's fair. But still, logically, if they were to know each other for only 3 days, you can't have twins and then in 3 days and then just die. That's not how this works.
That's not a theater problem. That's a biology problem.
Still, even if you were to make a sequel to Romeo and Juliet anyway, theater people will be like, what?
Yes, they will. Alright, we'll keep that on the back burner for when we're really out of ideas.
I mean, Just saying, people were very mad that there was a sequel to Phantom of the Opera.
But it was so boring.
Legit, there is a sequel.
I know.
Phantom of the Opera. Andrew Lloyd Webber made this happen, and people hate it.
I licked the tears of the people who crying for that sequel. And that was also about making money. And speaking of making money, that's our final story for the night. Is all about making money. Now this is less of a news story so much. I guess you could say this is what most people were talking about this week, because this week everyone was talking about Marvel movies, the 10 movie 20-year deal Marvel movie that they had just announced, basically. Now that
all of the Marvel movies forever. Speaking of sequels.
Yes. Well, of course, again, money, sequels go hand in hand. Now that has nothing to do with animation, but because these are such big attention getters, big audience drawers, this is kind of drawing some concerns from other studios who had movies already planned in the future that maybe we should switch our release dates around so we don't have to compete with the Marvel powerhouse that's going to make all of the money. Like, more money than even exists on the planet.
Right.
And
you might have other companies just playing chicken at this point with them.
Not just chicken. How about playing Penguin?
Penguin?
Yes, we're talking about DreamWorks here. DreamWorks Animation is basically making the first steps to not have to compete with Marvel here.
Oh, I get it now.
Yep.
Penguins from Madagascar. I was like, what?
Yeah. Which is coming out soon. It's coming out next month. So, well, actually, by the time this goes up, it will be November. So, anyways, the reason this is a news story is because Marvel is gonna be making all of the money, and other studios want to also make money. You know, like, they've got to pay for their beach houses. So, to move their release dates around is kind of indicative of how much Marvel's influence is over the entire Hollywood system. Now, DreamWorks is the first company that's basically admitted, yeah, we're gonna switch some of our movies around here. Like, they're going to be switching around, which ones were they switching around? They had release dates for movies set all the way until, like, 2018. They had a lot of movies set up. But they're going to, switch around possibly the movie Trolls, which they already had in production. That one, which I think that's based on the troll doll phenomenon, like they turn that into a movie. Yes, if there's money, they will make a movie out of it.
Oh, see, that's happening?
That's happening.
That's a first.
I'm still waiting for the Candyland movie. That's what I will have
that would actually be amusing.
It would be. So, yeah, if any of you thought that Marvel movies were just a fad, no, Hollywood takes this very seriously. Now, whether or not other studios, or even predominantly animation studios, start to shift their film schedules around based just on not having to compete with Black Panther, or Captain Marvel, or the Avengers 2.19865.
Rob actually did make a good point, because the Batman vs. Superman film was originally supposed to be set for the same release date as Captain America 3.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that got moved now.
They did.
So they don't have to compete with Cap 3.
There would be a massacre. There would be like a split down the middle of DC fanboys on one side, Marvel fanboys on the other, just completely tearing each other to pieces.
Yeah, and originally, from what I heard, DC was adamant about staying in that release date for a while.
They were, but you can't compete with the Marvel money.
Unfortunately, especially with Warner Brothers trying to establish the DC universe at this stage.
I don't know if we can officially say that DC has lost, but they're certainly not winning right now.
Yeah, well, they have some of the DC universe in there, but like establishing the Justice League specifically, I think, is the big thing that they're trying to do.
Well, it didn't help that Marvel's movies came out, drew a lot of attention, and kind of forced DC to say either you either expand your universe now, or you will be completely left in the dust and it'll be too late to get in on this bandwagon.
Yeah, because really at the time there was only the Christopher Nolan Batman films at the time.
Right, and yeah, I know the Superman movie was like in the development process, and of course they made it all Zack Snyder-y, but
Oh, it's the Nightery.
yeah. Pushing the boundaries is basically what Marvel's doing for everyone right now, and it's even having ripple effects with other animation studios. So, I guess I don't think Disney's gonna have to worry about this because Marvel is owned by Disney, and Disney does not compete with Disney. So,
if anything, Disney and Disney just bring in more money for Disney. So
I know it's amazing.
It doesn't matter really.
It's a Disney orgy sandwich of money, of glorious money, and that is scary. Like all these stories were supposed to be terrifying. Yeah, that is the scariest story of all. Take it away, take it away. So that is a bit of an uneventful but still terrifying news week for cartoons. Woo.
So spooky!
It's so scary.
The spooks!
Yeah.
The spooks!
Maybe we'll have something less scary next week. No. Well, thank you, Lilac, for jumping in on the conversation. That was
Even though I should be sleeping!
I mean, everyone's free to go to bed now. You go to bed. I don't care if you're watching this video at 4 in the afternoon. Go to bed.
That's right, because after this, it's gonna be whenever they rush it. I forgot about that part.